Hi guys, this is a follow-up to the previous video where we looked at the ABK PS4 Syscon read writer, the new free version. What we're going to do is use that this time to downgrade my PS4. This one is actually on 10.5. I'll just boot her up and make sure. I'm sure it's 10.5 anyway. And the way I'm going to downgrade it this time is to actually use a new method, which I think it's called legitimate core something. I'm not quite sure why it's called that, but there you go. So what we've got to do to start with is you must make a dump of your NOR and your Syscon before you do anything. So that's the first thing you do. In fact, take 2 or 3, probably 3 or 4 dumps of each, and then compare them with a hex editor and make sure they are the same. Once you've done that, if your system is like, well, mine wouldn't be worth going back because I know what the previous version of software was. If, like mine, yours is on, say, 10.5, you then need to reload the actual firmware again and then do a second dump. But that will all be explained in a moment. So I'll hand you over to me. There's a new method called legitimate core patch, where you basically dump the NOR, save it. Let's just have a little look. Then you update to your current firmware again. So it would mean I'd have to run in safe mode and update to 10.5 over the top. And what this does, it sets up the NOR that's in the machine. You then dump that and you save that as the same name of your first dump, but with the added underscore update underscore core OS, and then it uses the 2 files to patch the file. I think we'll try that way actually, because it means that if you haven't got a wired in NOR, it's going to be bloody hard work keep taking it out, isn't it? So what do we need to do? I'm going to have to go and download the update so we can do that and then dump the NOR. Okay, so we now need to put this into safe mode, and then what I'm going to do is run the update, although it's already got 10.5 on it. But the good thing is that I can at least show you guys how I'm going to do it. So, dual shocks, hit the button. Okay, let's have a look what we got. Update system software. I'll just stick the USB stick in. Hang on. There we go. USB. Okay. Yeah. It always seems crazy upgrading to a firmware that's already on it, but right, we'll leave this updating and update, enter. What I'll do is I'll pause this, make sure it comes back on. And there we go. I'll pause that, and then when it's finished, I should come back. Alright, I've just hit the 100%, so we'll see if it comes back on. Yep, she's just rebooted. Alright, well the first part is done. So what we need to do now is dump the NOR So we'll just let that finish and I'll shut it down. There we go. Okay, so turn off. There we go. Right, okay, so we'll let that close down and we'll hook up to read the NOR. We'll do the patching, write the NOR back, and then I'll write the syscon back, and we'll see what happens. Right, that can come out, that data on the stick. Right, okay, she's off, so we'll power off and reduce. I'll unplug the HDMI because it's going to the capture card, and if you like, I'm going to now connect the the programmer, which is also connected to the PC Earth, and it causes some weird, wonderful problems. Right, let's see what we got. We've definitely powered off. Alright, 2.6 volts, 17 milliamps. Sounds about right. And we'll go over to the reader. Okay, so we now need to read. That's better. Okay, we'll ignore that one pin. And we've got the CRC, the ID, so that's good. So we'll take just a couple of dumps and just check they're good. So we'll save that one. Pick that one again. Take that out, so I'll take it out on the original one. Right, so we want underscore update. Underscore core OS save. Okay, now we'll do another one. Read. Okay. And we'll save that one. Okay, so we'll name it. That's the same, but we'll just add a number 2 there for the moment. Save over, make it overwrite the other file. Right, okay, now while we've done that, we'll just check both those files are identical. So we've got 2 good reads. So let's just move that up there for a second, and we're on hex editor. Okay, right, so we've got one of the files, so I'll drag the second file in. There it is, so you can see both files at the top. Analyze, compare, both the same, so that's good news. Right, now what we need to do is to copy one of these files into the working folder. So we need to go back to the Explorer. Okay, so we'll paste that into here. There it is up there. Now the NOR one underneath needs to have the same name as the first part, which is the original file that we did before we updated. So now PS4, yeah, that's correct. So those 2 files are done. Now we'll run the Revert tool. This, as I say, this is the BwE slightly cut down versions of the software, but they'll do all the work. But they're also priced more at even at the hobbyist, if you like. which makes them very usable. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is to patch the NOR. Scan. Right, so number one. Okay. You can read through that because there's different versions of doing it. Okay, so here we are with the options. We're going to use number 3. Okay, so it's not happy. What have I not done? Right, let's step number 3. Come back when PS4 updated. Oh, updated. I've called it update, that's why. Oh dear. Mr. BwE. I forgot the D. Continue. No. Exit. We'll run it again. I think that's funny. Right, revert tool. Let's see if I spell it right this time. Okay, so we want to patch NOR. We want to load the first bin, not the second one. Okay, we want yes, and we want option 3. That's better. So what it does, it basically loads the second bin and creates a new file out of 2 and calls it patched CoreOS, as you can see here. So continue. We might as well patch the syscom while we're at it, although I'm not going to load it yet. So number 2 is the syscom. Why have I got one patched already? Oh, I did patch it, did I? I must have done it. Well, either way, what you can do, let me just rename that one so I don't upset everything. I probably did it earlier on when I was just running through the software. Let me just rename that to old. Okay, so we're going to pick the syscom package, which is number 1. See what it has to say. Active slots available. We'll run the auto patch. Yeah, it's patched. Okay. Continue out. All right. Well, it's got two options. It'll either work or it won't. So there we go. Right. So the next thing we're going to do is to reload the NOR patch that we generated. So we're going to go back to the programmer. Okay, and we need to load by getting to the right file. Patched, there it is, there. So you see you got the same file name underneath updated and then patched, so that's where it's been patched. So we've got that in and we're okay, and we're going to write it in. Program. Okay, this does take a bit of time, so I'll probably pause and come back to you when it's just about done. Okay, there we go. So the NOR is now programmed. What I need to do now is just set the machine up so we can patch the syscom. So we'll disconnect the NOR reader and the supply. Turn that off. Cool, I tell you, that's about 90 odd degrees in this blooming room. All these PCs running. Okay, NOR reader, the ABK reader. I call the new one the ABK, was the initials. and of course then you've got the BwE, but this is purposely to show the ABK reader working and ways of actually doing a rollback. Because ABK hasn't got any software yet, we're using the BwE packages developed for more the hobbyists, so they're quite a lot cheaper. Okay, so we're all connected up, so let's just put some juice on. Let's just see if we've got connection with the reader. Let me just grab the software. Sounds like it. Move that out of the way. Reader, PS4 tool. Here she comes. Okay. Right. So we want to write the. I'm just going to do the whole thing. Write for syscon. Find the file. No, it's all set as it should be. Hey ho, right, well I've done that. What I want to do now is I want to dump that. So we'll dump that. Read back. So I'll call that read back. And then I can compare it and make sure we get a good write. So we don't need to, just want to do, so we'll do that. Okay, so we've read that back, so we'll close that and we'll go back to the folder. And let's have a look and see if we've got two good copies. Now, where's the read back? There's the patched. There's the read back, so we'll open that. Hex edit. Where are you? There we go. I think that was the other one. Yeah. So what is on the chip is what should be on it. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is actually set up UART. So what we're going to do is disconnect the power take it out of standby, so there's no supply, and we'll just connect up the UART, which is here, and see if my USB port's going to work. This is my real old PC, because it's a long story about what happened to the new one. It's got a nasty habit of just dropping ports, and I have no idea why. All the settings in the setup set so that the computer shouldn't be able to turn off the power to the ports, but it just randomly does, like any good computer should. Bloody thing. Right, okay, so we'll turn that one off. And I think we're on COM4. Oh, hang on, you can't see that yet, can you? What do we want? UART. Okay. So UART, COM4. Right, so what we'll do, we'll hit the go button and see if we get the same errors again. I'll better turn it on, I suppose. Let me just put that lead in. There we go, don't need that. Right. Ah, it's booting. Right, so we might be lucky, and this may have gone back to 9.04. Oh, I should have plugged the HDMI, shouldn't I? I didn't catch the beginning, it shot past too quick, but it certainly seems like it's worked this time. I don't like plugging things in while they're in the middle of doing things. I'm going to have to in this case. Okay. I can see some that's there. Okay. Look. It's forced it into oh yeah, there we go, look, version 9.4 or later. It did work. Yeah, so we've managed to roll back to 9.04. So if we now get the software to reload. So basically it was on 10.5. We've created the Revert, which then when run it forces the machine into well, as you saw, it comes in automatically saying to update, put your stick in to go back to the previous software. What I did with this, I actually shut it down and put it in safe mode and did it. It was just a bit easier. So popped the stick back in. Unfortunately, I had to cut and shut this video quite a bit for the simple reason my programmer packed up in the middle of doing all this, so I had to get a new one. And then we had a power cuts because of the storm, so I've had a nightmare trying to get this together. So my apologies if there's a little bit of discontinuity through the video, but I think you can see the general idea. Using the new PS4 tool by ABK, we dumped the Syscom. We used normal. I used a T58 programmer to dump the NOR. We then used BwE tools, the Revert and the NOR Patcher, which are two apps that have been specially produced basically for the hobbyists. They're not free, but they're not overly expensive, and there's not a lot of tools around at the moment to use with the actual PS4 rewriter tool, the new one. I believe there's one other, I think it's Handyman. I've got the software, it's called PS4 something, it's on GitHub. But I've got the software, but I haven't had time to even look at it. So there you go, basically. There are other ways of doing this, but if you, as I've said throughout this video, if you've got to keep taking a chip off to read and write to it, especially if you do one option where you've got 14 different NOR programs, and what you do, you load each one until you get the appropriate UART reading, and then you load the Syscom and you do what we've just done. It comes up allowing you to reload the previous firmware. The way I did it, it was just a lot simpler to actually reload the software you've already got on board, then dump the NOR a second time and use that to create the patch with the Revert software. What it does, you basically pick the NOR patch, you load the very first dump you make, which is of the existing software. Say you're on 10.5, so you dump that, then you actually run an update of the same software, 10.5, which sounds crazy, but what it does, it updates the NOR. So you dump that again, but you name it the same name as the other patch, the other first NOR, but you add to it, instead of the dot, you put an underscore, and then you put updated underscore CoreOS, then .bin. So you've got two files. And then when you actually patch the file with the Revert software, you pick, when you go into the first, well, you'll see where I've done it. you option 1, which is the gnaw, and then basically you pick your very first gnaw, which is the one without the words updated Core OS, and then it'll come up and you'll get a screen come up where you say yes to, and then you get options for the programming. I used option 3, which is the legitimate something, and what that does, that uses the second gnaw in conjunction with the first gnaw to write a third gnaw, which is patched, and when it's stored it's called patched Core OS. That's what you load back into your gnaw, and then use the same Revert software again, but this time you use the second option to pick your syscom file, and it will tell you virtually if you can patch it and where you can patch it. Just go down to auto, patch your gnaw. If you can't and you've got a problem, then it's going to get a bit more difficult, but that's for another day. So guys, as I said, I hope this has been of use, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe for us, and thanks to BwE and also ABK and all the others that have been involved with the various software. I hope this is of help. I'll try and feature any other bits that come up, other software. I mean, there are other bits, as I've said, but I just haven't got time at the moment to go through that. I've got to now sit down and catch up all the work that I haven't done. So yeah, take care all, and keep cool.